Let this sink in for a second. This summer might be the last time the Cedar Fair parks make their upcoming new ride and attraction announcements. Because this time next year, Cedar Fair and Six Flags could be merged into one giant theme park company. With 11 parks, 3 of which are already rumored to be getting new coasters in 2025, will we see any other parks announce one? And could Cedar Point really be getting ready to announce their most significant expansion in decades? While the channel name is no longer Theme Park Predictions, it does not mean I will not post my predictions here on YouTube from time to time. And if you want to know why I quit TPP, then check out this video right here. Now, the first park I want to share is one of my favorites in the entire chain. And I really do love what Cedar Fair has done with this place over the last few years, and that park would be King's Dominion. And a huge shout out goes to parkfans.net and KD fans, because we now know that King's Dominion is going to be opening a brand new B&M launched wing coaster on the same plot of land as the former volcano attraction. And please join me for 10 seconds for a moment of silence for the one and only volcano, the Blast Coaster. I don't know about you, but I will always miss that ride, and it's one of my favorite coasters ever. Now, judging by this coaster's layout and how it interacts with the midways of the Jungle Expedition area of KD, this new coaster is going to be a massive hit for the park. I really am stoked about this because Holiday World's Thunderbird, the world's first B&M launched wing coaster, is the best one here in America. So, if KD's Project 2025 is anything like Thunderbird, then King's Dominion gets a huge W. Now, if only we can get Airtime Mike to become the new park president for King's Dominion. Michigan's Adventure. Cedar Fair will invest in a new roller coaster and ride for this park soon. And while I do not think 2025 will be the coaster year, I do think we could see a new flat ride added to the park. I predict that we could see a new Zamperla Windstar show up, which would be a great fit for Michigan's Adventure. Dorney Park. Iron Menace looks great. There is no denying that. Dorney Park will be a very busy park this summer, but with the Allentown Park quietly announcing that their speed slides will be removed, this makes for a nice chunk of land at their water park, Wildwater Kingdom, for a brand new attraction. And I predict that we will see a new water slide that is a clone of Canada's Wonderland's new Moosehorn Falls. This water slide will become the best in the water park and would really add another high-capacity water slide to Wildwater Kingdom. Knott's Berry Farm. While the classic Monty should have opened way sooner, sadly we have to wait till 2025 now to ride it. But the good news is the coaster isn't getting removed for now. But sadly, I do not see any other major attraction opening up at Knott's in 2025. However, 2026 is a different story. California's Great America, and I predict that they're not going to get any major capital in 2025. With the future of this park up in the air still, the only thing I see Cedar Fair doing this year is once the merger is complete, is how to repurchase the land and relocate some of the coasters and rides at the weaker park, Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, over to CGA. Now, of course, I'm joking, but am I? Worlds of Fun in 2023, Dorney Park in 2024, Valleyfair 2025? I really do think there is a chance. Let me put it this way. I predict that Valleyfair will be getting a new ride in 2025, and I think there's a 40% chance that it will be a new coaster. Now, if Valleyfair does not open a new coaster in 2025, then I predict it will be in 2026. Now, as for the flat ride, a Zamperla Endeavor would provide another flat ride that spins riders upside down and would be a great addition to the park. Worlds of Fun. I could see 2025 being the year for a brand new attraction for Oceans of Fun. And if that was the case, then I predict we could see a new Pro Slide dueling slide that features a few of the ever so popular flying saucer elements. And since it's been a few years now since we've seen any new flat ride added to Worlds of Fun, I also think we could see a new attraction open up at the Dry Park, and if the park would open up a new flat ride in 2025, I think a Zamperla Air Race would be a welcome addition to the park. Kings Island. With new flat rides being added in 2023, and then a new family coaster in 2024, I predict that in 2025, we will see a major new water slide added to Soak City, perhaps a new water coaster from Whitewater West. Cedar Fair has never built a major water coaster, and we know that Kings Island has the room, the crowds, and the money for a ride of this kind. If they did this, it would be a massive marketing win for Kings Island. Now, as much as I would love to see the Vortex replacement come in 2025, I really feel like 2026 is more likely. But the good news is, there is a slight chance that it could come in 2025. In 2025, Carowinds is going to be opening up a brand new Camp Snoopy expansion. And these plans were leaked a few months back, and as my home park, I am thrilled by this. That's because I know my kids and myself will love riding the new family coaster, the water ride, and the relocated train. Now here is why you do not want to overlook this, because Carowinds is finally adding a new water ride to the dry park. This means that all eyes are now officially on the rip-roaring rapids plot of land for Carowinds' next major coaster. But will that come in 2026 or 2027? Canada's Wonderland. While we do not know much about this new coaster project, other than it's going to be a coaster, and the plot of land for it continues to grow larger and larger, including the giant hole that is now on the side of the Wonderland mountain, what type of coaster will it be? Because here's an overview of the plot of land that's going to be used for this major coaster as we know right now. And most rumors suggest that Canada's Wonderland will be opening a brand new B&M wing coaster. However, does this hole in the side of the mountain look large enough for a B&M wing coaster train or even an inverted coaster? I don't think so. So maybe this coaster will be a new Zamperla multi-launch coaster instead. We know that Cedar Fair and Zamperla love working together, so that would make sense. I would honestly do anything if this project was an Intamin coaster, but sadly we all know that will most likely not happen. Either way, I predict that this coaster will feature 3 inversions, some near-miss elements, a launch or 2, and dominate the front of the park, with the highest element being around 150 feet tall. Heading to America's rock and roller coast, Cedar Point, because in 2025, I predict that the Point will follow up Top Thrill 2 with their largest expansion in decades. For months now, rumors have been coming in about the park expanding onto Millennium Island and creating a path to connect Frontier Trail and the Gemini Midway. But the big question is, what would this expansion consist of? A few new flat rides, kid rides, or a new coaster? I predict that we will see some new family rides added in this area. Something like a Zamperla Nubilez, a Windstar. This would add much needed new flat rides to the park and really round out the center of Cedar Point. What I would love to see the most, and I've said this in past videos, is relocate the 3 best kid rides from Kiddie Kingdom to the island and add in a few other new kid or family rides to make this a Camp Snoopy expansion. This would then allow Cedar Point to really focus on expanding the boardwalk into the old Kiddie Kingdom area, and perhaps finally build that modern wooden coaster right in the front of the park. Now, if you have not seen my Six Flags 2025 prediction video that is showcased at the bottom of your screen, be sure to check that out because you do not want to miss out on those predictions. And now that you know my 2025 predictions for the Cedar Fair parks, be sure to let me know yours in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.